So let us put ourselves in the presence of the source of the divine, understood as the foundation and ground of life, the source and foundation and ground of light, and that of love. Let us consider how this form that sits here as the body is made divinely. It is an infinite divine form that is God. God made this form, your infinite divine form, to show forth your true identity. Consider that your body is a manifestation, the image of the I that I am. Your body is an expression of life, showing forth all that you are. And because your body is the I that I am formed, and formed spiritually, eternally, and immortally, you can say to yourself, I am true identity, eternal identity. My body is the temple, the instrument of my activity and of my living. This is a spiritual truth, the opposite of which is that there is that form which I see in a mirror. There are the expressions of nature such as trees, flowers, vegetables, and fruits. These are not spiritual being or body, strictly speaking. These are the concepts that are entertained humanly of my being and body. If I look in a mirror, I may see myself as young or old, sick or well, stout or thin, but I'm not seeing myself at all. I am seeing my body. So let us now, with eyes closed, chest, neck, and head erect, letting go in the presence of this Supreme, let us appreciate the body that you call my body as something that you see in a mirror. That is my body, but I am invisible. Even this body which I see with my eyes is but a limited, finite concept of the body. That is the reason the body appears to keep changing. The truth is, the body itself never really changes, only the concept of it changes. The concept which I entertain about body changes. In our state of content relaxation, let us ask the critical questions, the age-old questions. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? Let us imagine our body and visualize looking at our own feet. Let us ask ourselves, is this I? Are these feet I? Or are they mine? Am I in the feet? Or do I possess these feet? In our awareness, let us draw our attention to travel up to the awareness of the knee. We can ask, am I in the legs? Or are these legs mine? If they are injured, am I hurt? Or is it my legs that are injured? Is there not an I, an identity, which is not the legs? Now let us, in our awareness, go on up to the waist and to the chest, to the neck, and finally the head. Let us ask, am I in any of these? Am I in the waist? Am I in the chest? Am I in the neck? Am I in the head? Am I in any of these? Or are these parts of the body mine? Let us ask, is there not an I separate and apart from the body? An I which possesses the body? Let us consider the body as an instrument for my activity, my movement. As much mine as is my car. Let us be aware of the upper part of the body, around the face, and ask, am I in the ears? Am I in the eyes? Am I in the mouth? Am I in the tongue? Am I in the throat? Are they indeed mine at all? Am I in this body? Am I this body? Or is this body mine? Is it not, as our scriptures say, a temple, an instrument given to me for my use? Let us put our awareness in our hands. Can they of themselves give or withhold? Or must I give or withhold using the hands as an instrument in either case? Can my hands be generous or miserly? Have my hands the power to give or the power to withhold? Or does all that power reside in me? Is there not something called I that gives through these hands, or that may sometimes withhold through these same hands? Can the hands move up or down, left or right? Does the heart give me permission to live? Or does life animate the heart? If my hands cannot give and cannot withhold, how then can my heart give life or withhold life? If my hands are not self-acting, How can my heart, my liver, my lungs, my kidneys be self-acting? As organs made from food? Can my eyes see or my ears hear? Can the organs of this body move of their own accord? Is there not something called I, which functions through this body? Is there not something called I, which walks the street through these legs, or by means of these legs? Is there not an I which functions through the instrumentality of this body? Let us assert, I am being. My being is not dependent upon the body. My body is dependent upon my being. The I that I am governs my body. My body has no will of its own, no intelligence of its own, no actions of its own. My body responds to me. It is governed by me. My body is the image and likeness of me. My body is the manifestation of me, the I that I am. There is a spirit in me. The breath of the Almighty gives me life. The activity of the divine in me governs my bodily functions, organs, and muscles. An invisible spirit acts upon every organ and function of my body to maintain it and sustain it unto eternity. Nothing from without, to defile or make a lie, can enter this temple of the living God. Whatever is of God, God will maintain and sustain. And whatever is a mortal concept of my body may pass from sight. But the truth about my body will live forever, because my body is the temple of that living self. All power is in God, functioning as the law of my body, and that God is the only law, just as the divine is the only lawgiver. And all law, all regularity, in the body and out of it, therefore is spiritual. This body that sits here is governed by spiritual law. Spiritual law does not overcome or nullify material law, but spiritual law reveals that the material sense of law is of no effect. So let us feel the stillness of standing still. Let us see that freedom of the Lord, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. Let us assert this body is the temple of the divine. That means I need not struggle. I need not seek healing or correction. The battle is not mine, but the divine's. And rightly understood, it's not a battle at all. It's a revelation that this body is the temple of the living deity and is governed by spiritual law. Every mortal or material concept which I have entertained about this body dissolves in the recognition that my body is the temple of the living God, ageless, timeless, diseaseless, deathless, that pure being in the inner sanctum of the temple is the central theme of my being. That internal deity is the central theme of my body. That internal one without a second, that internal I, that internal self, that God, that chosen ideal that is formed from it, is the substance and strength of my body. And I can do all things through it, which strengthen me. That entity is my strength and my song. That entity is my strength and power. That entity makes my way perfect. That entity is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? If I look to this body for strength, I will find disease. I will find death. I will find weakness. But if I agree that that entity that sits within me is my strength, that my divine sonship or daughtership is my strength, my youth, my vitality, my all in all, then I find life eternal. That entity spoke in scripture. It said, I am the bread of life. The one that comes to me shall never hunger. And the one that believes in me shall never thirst. So let us sit and understand that we have water. And that if we ask of that entity can give us water, a water that springs up into life eternal. Let us assert, I do not live by bread alone. Every word that manifests from that deity comes to my consciousness, is sustenance to my soul, my spirit, my being, and my body. Every internal word of truth that comes to me, that I permit to fill my consciousness with, is the very food that the world knows not of. And every concept and word of truth that comes to me, I maintain in consciousness, is a wellspring of fresh water springing up into life everlasting, a flow of divine grace. And when I feel empty, or when I am empty of this, then I am empty of sustenance. And so all the food that this body eats that is delicious and palatable is like so much sawdust in comparison, mere bulk in my system. Unless this truth accompanies it to act as a law of digestion, assimilation, elimination in me. I am the divine wine, the inspiration, the spiritual wisdom. I am that which enlightens and uplifts. Assert this. That inner entity that we call God is that one that enlightens and uplifts, inspires, illumines, and I can know all things through it. It is there, kept hidden secretly in the cave of the heart. It is subtle. But in our assertions, we can find it. We can sit in the stillness of it. We can beam from it. Let us sit. Let us beam from it now as pure being.